Capricorn, welcome to your bonus in-depth reading that is Celtic Cross. I hope you're well. I hope you are fabulous. With the Celtic Cross reading, like any tarot reading, take what resonates, leave what does not. And do keep in mind this is about your collective's core energy. Having said that, yeah, I see them or they pop up from time to time. And then I report or them or they, but it's not about them or they, is it? No, it's about you. How you're reacting to it, how you're perceiving the situation, thinking, feeling, so on and so forth. So, take the reading as it resonates, okay? And then reverse energies as you see fit. And do keep in mind these are general collective readings, not one-to-one private, which is to say they may not resonate at all, which is frustrating, I know, but it's also normal. If that happens, check your placements. You will find yourself in there somewhere. Okay. What's going on for Capricorn? Oh. Okay. What's going on? All right, first card down, Ace of Pentacles, crossing the Lovers. Oh, fancy. Nine of Pentacles, crowning. Past, Knight of Pentacles. Exiting the Chariot before you, King of Cups. Strength, Six of Pentacles. Oh, I see that. Yeah, the Moon in your environment. What's up with that? I guess we'll have to clarify to find out, because they're not telling me. Seven of Wands and the hopes and fears. The outcome is the Hermit. Wow. I got a lot of stuff going on here today. Well, it is what it is. Ace of Pentacles. That's lovely. That's beautiful. Strong sense, possibly, of new beginning. But how, though? The Lovers is crossing. Do we have a new beginning and a strong connection? Or do you have a new beginning for yourself? And someone is in support of it or they're not. Nine of Pentacles is crowning. You're saying, I can make my own decisions. Thank you very much. I believe you. Strong sense of self there. Self-worth, self-regard. How you've built into your own life and why. Going beyond reasons of stability. It's like, this is what I wanted to do. This is what I wanted to bring into the world. You're like, I know my Ace of Pentacles. Thank you. So I'm very curious about how that Lovers comes into play. I really am. Knight of Pentacles in your past. You are someone, you aim yourself carefully. Okay? You're not big on changes unless, of course, you build into them. You plan for it. So you appreciate what you can see coming a mile off, right? Slow, steady, planning things, building into things on your own time and in your own way. You're very careful. You're very methodical. You don't leave too much to chance here. Very slow to incorporate change, but hey, it's worked for you. So there you go. Chariot's on the exit. A sense of forward momentum or direction is either stopped, paused, or you're changing direction altogether. We need to see. You got a lot going on, like I said. King Cups before you in the future. That sense my heart's open. My heart is open. I'm ready to give and receive love. Okay. Six of Pentacles in your strengths. I believe that. You take your balances very seriously. It's done well for you, clearly. You know how to give and take in proportion to the situation or what you're doing or what you're about. Yeah, like I said, you don't leave too much room for chance in there. The Moon is in your environment. What? There's something here in our environment we're not fully acknowledging. Okay. Seven of Wands, hopes and fears. Am I being defensive or am I standing up for myself? What's the difference? Well, it depends. Seven of Wands is sometimes we push back because we understand it's a good thing for us. Boundaries. You know, sorry, this is in my best interest. I'm going to have to say no to that. Decline. Be on your guard. If it's fear-based, that's blocking for the sake of it. That's just rejecting for the sake of it. So like all things in tarot, all elements, they have a pro and a con. So, do you have good reason to be defensive? Standing up for yourself? Or is this... I don't know why I necessarily do it, I just don't like it. Okay, we'll take a look. The Hermit's in the outcome. You head in the direction of healing. Insight, wisdom, good stuff there. Love that. My favorite, one of my favorite cards in Healing and Tarot, the Hermit is. All right, let's begin from the beginning. I'm very curious about how the Lovers is crossing you. On the Ace of Pentacles. Let's see the Ace of Pentacles. What's going on there? Ten of Swords, Three of Wands, the World. Aye. Okay, scratch that, and you did. All right, the Lovers, hold on. That's not a judgment. Before you're like, hold on. I need to see your Lovers. Hold on. Yeah. Two of Swords, the Star, Eight of Cups. Got it. Okay. No, that was incredibly clear, straightforward. Thank you for that. Like always, this is why your readings tend to be shorter. It's efficiency, honey. It's what you do. Okay? Look. I can see at some point you put it on the line or you tried to create this opportunity for yourself. Ace of Pentacles. Like, this is what I got. I want to make the most of this Ace of Pentacles. Here's something to work with. Thank you. I helped generate it. There's a sense of I wanted to find this. My best is on the line. Trying to create some sort of new opportunity that made sense. It had structure. It had structure, boundaries, solidity, viability. You know, it's like the real deal. Real deal. Smacking of the real deal right away. And it smacked back. Okay? Ten of Swords, Three of Wands, the World. So you scratched it. First, the offer was created or generated at all. I think you put it out there on the line. There is unfortunately, I hate this. I hate this. There was a long space period in between where you were waiting for an answer, and it hurt. It hurt. So that in and of itself was an answer. Even if it wasn't full-on rejection. Nah, Capricorn, I don't want to. It's a Pentagon. Whatever. I don't like it. It's not real. It's not real enough for me. It's not good enough. What the hell ever. Even if it wasn't full-on rejection, it was painful. It was painful waiting. So that in and of itself was an answer, right? So, like I said, you scratched it. So not only was it rejected bluntly or not bluntly to begin with, you withdrew it. You're like, never mind. Scratch that. Scratch it. Waiting in and of itself to get a response was an answer. I just know it hurts you. Yeah, Ten of Swords. And Ten of Swords, by the way, is no guarantee of an ending. You'd be surprised how often people can, or how deeply and how long people can live with pain and not change it. Not let it go, not do anything with it, not try to heal it, transform it, shift it, nothing. They're like, Ten of Swords, something I put up with. But if people walked around with cards stapled to their forehead at Ten of Swords, we might have a higher motivation to change and look at ourselves, but we don't. So I can see that you waited a long time for what looks like an answer that was in vain, and that in and of itself was an answer. Okay. And then you scratched it and said, never mind, I take that back. I take it back. I take that Ace of Pentacles back. I put it out there, though, and you did. Strong connection that you put it out there towards. Two of Swords, the Star, Eight of Cups. Someone couldn't figure out if they wanted to take you up on it, then get involved. It's kind of like this is a yes or no thing, not a take your time and think about it thing. It's like someone doubted themselves way too much. I don't know if I can reach for that. Don't get me wrong, Capricorn. Your offer's very attractive, but I don't know if I can reach for that. Then you probably can't. Why couldn't you tell me that sooner rather than later? Instead of fucking around with my coin, my best offer, my energy. You know, you had the time for that. You could invest in that, reach for that, get emotionally invested. You could have said so sooner rather than later. But no. No. You had to wait till I put myself out there in the biggest way possible. It was passive. Passive indecision. I don't know if I can stand to this. I don't know if I'm really available. It's attractive. Don't get me wrong. It's like, don't get me wrong. Capricorn, what you're offering is anybody's dream offer. And I'm flattered. Let me hem and haw on this a little bit. No, that was a yes or no kind of thing. Not a take your time thing. But you interpret it as, well, I guess I'll wait, and it hurts. So when you put that offer out there, it's irrelevant to me. I just know that you did. And waiting was an answer. And no one should be hemming and hawing that much. It was something that's incredibly straightforward. I'm sorry, honey. You did make it real. You tried to make it real. You tried to make it materialize in some way with a strong connection. It led up to such a point that you did that in such a big way. And it's like, why are you and I connected that I offered this in such a big way? You couldn't shoot it down sooner. You knew. In some way, you knew. Right? I don't know. Maybe they just wanted the offer. Who knows? Like, I want the offer, but don't actually ask me to make good on it. You know. Well. Nine of Pentacles crowning. Okay. So, yes, I think you know a good structure when you see one. Yes, I think you pride yourself on knowing a good investment when you see one. But with this one, with this strong connection, it doesn't look like they were worth your best offer. And that's going to be hard for you. That's because typically, Capricorn, I'm looking at, you understand the strength of investment and other self-building qualities. Seven of Wands, the Hanged Man, the Ace of Pentacles. Did you do the right thing? Yes. Yeah, let's answer that. We can take that off the table now. Did I do the right thing? Yeah, you did. You did. Again, it shouldn't take that long to get an answer. Honey, they weren't available. They had the desire feeling there. Ooh, anybody, any man, woman, or whatever would be so happy to reach for that. And thank you for presenting me the opportunity to reach for that. I'm really not going to give you an answer either way. Because I hate that. I hate that things were, you waited. And it's like, you know what? I'm going to choose for you then. I withdraw the offer. You can't give me a clear answer. Can't clearly communicate your desires or your own feeling here and how you would take this up or what that means to you or how you can give back. So that's an answer. Your actions are speaking for you here. You're neither here nor there. You're flattered, but not enough to actually participate. Okay, thanks for that. Thanks for letting me discover that on my own instead of you just being upfront. Cool. So no, if you wanted to know, Seven of Wands, the Hanged Man, Ace of Pentacles. With that Ace, understand and take reassurance about who you are today, where you are today. Nine of Pentacles, someone who's clearly flourishing, who understands themselves quite well, knows a good investment when they see it. Okay, typically you're awesome with the Ace of Pentacles, but we made a bad call towards this connection. They weren't worth it. Were you right? It's fun having a lisp/stutter. Things come out very interesting. You were right to withdraw that offer. Okay? Did you offer it as best you could? Yeah. Yeah. Were they worth it? Or the situation, was it worth it? No. Do we know that now? I hope so. Oh, I hope so. I hope so. I hope you see it for yourself. Because you think about it. You're like, oh, thank God they didn't take me up on it. No. We've become very guarded with our best offer ever since, which suits you. And I don't blame you for that. I really don't. Knights of Pentacles in the past. And that's with you today. Your best offer, what does that mean? Were you right? Were you wrong? Did they need a little more time? No, they didn't. That was a yes or no type situation. Not this hang around and let me find out and slowly discover it for myself if I can be fully emotionally present to take that which I desire while it breaks your heart. Watching me fiddle faddle. No, that. What is that? What is that? No. Fuck off. What? No. With all due respect, while I chuckle, no. And I know you had to live it, honey, and I am so sorry, and I am sympathetic in my own way. You know, to put yourself out on the line like that and mean it, and then you're like, oh, now that I actually see what I'm working with, no. Oh, I'd take that back. I take that all back. Knights of Pentacles, but it meant something to you, and I honor and respect that the way that you did your best to honor and respect it. Okay? Knights of Pentacles in the past. The Hermit, the Empress, and the Ace of Wands. Man, look at you. Okay. I'm confused. I'm as confused as you are. I can see what led up to it. You felt safe. You felt safe with this one. You really did. The Hermit, the Empress, Ace of Wands. Not only did you feel safe with it, you had a lot of hope for them. You gave them a lot of credit. You had a lot of positive energy attached to them. In many ways, they inspired you, and you them. In many ways, you two reflected good qualities onto each other. There was a sense of love and nurturing and caring that bounced around between you two. The energies here were so strong between you once upon a time in terms of feeling invigorated, turned on, and just also, frankly, the sense of prosperity. I mean, you led up to that ace. It wasn't random. It wasn't impulsive, if that helps you. That Ace of Pentacles led up to something. You really believed in this. You really did. And you had reason to. Right there. In the past. You weren't alone in this feeling. There's so much learning here between these two. Learning from each other. Inspiring each other. I can't emphasize this enough. I mean, there's a reason why you put down that Ace of Pentacles. You had every reason to believe so. It's like you two were headed in that direction. That's what it felt like. It's like this connection I have with you. It took time to develop, yes, but in so understanding, I see where it's taking me. I see what I've learned from it. I see how I've been shaped and influenced. Let's give this thing the realness it deserves. I can see why. You really believed in this person. You had faith in them, in their character, and who they are. You had reason to. You really did. It's almost like you gave them a lot of benefit of the doubt with the Hermit there. Looking back on it, I gave them a lot of benefit of the doubt for being this person, for being inspiring and present. And they seemed like they got it together. They seemed like a good person. Chariots on the exit, yes. Well, naturally, we don't move in this direction anymore. Oh, yep. Okay. There you are, darling. Colors, true colors revealed. Tower. You broke my heart. You broke my heart. You did. This person did a 180 on you. How they presented to you in the past and their inability to choose in present day are completely two different people. You gave this person a lot of sense. They know themselves. That turns me on. That gives me hope and inspiration. Look at me. Look what I can do. They're just like me. Do you see that? Do you see how the differences are so wild? Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, it's like this. So they really are. This is why I don't move in their direction anymore. It was false. The whole damn thing was false. It was false presentation, false emotional constructs. It was a whole sense of falseness. You're saying they were full of shit. Oh, okay. Tower, the Devil, Three of Swords. There's a sense they wasn't just me. That I'm so sorry. I used to move towards them powerfully. I put my best offer in the line. It's like, you inspire me. You always have. I've known you a long time. You've given me reason to believe that you want to stand next to me in some way and make this real. This is as real as it gets. Here I am, Ace of Pentacles. And in some moment on the timeline, you went from moving forward to dead, stopping, just halted. Tower, the Devil, Three of Swords. It's like all your worst fears combined. You came breaking through. Someone's true colors just came on through. I strongly feel, Capricorn, honey, someone presented to you someone they weren't. It was the idealism of who they understood themselves, or how they wanted to present in your eyes. It's someone who had it all together. They're inspiring. Touch of the muse in there with the Ace of Wands and the Empress. But when it came time to make it real, and you thought it was a good bet, you really thought it was a good call to share yourself in some way. You felt safe to do so. They made you feel safe. That's when the true colors came out. You were shocked, to say the least. You were shocked. And then to add insult to injury, they waited. They let you wait. They waited to truly reveal themselves. You waited. So when I say you snapped back on that offer, like, oh. In some way they showed you who they really are. Here's what kills me is Knight of Pentacles. You had a long-term steady view of this person, or how you perceive them. You thought the world of them for a long time. When I say you don't mess around with your investments, you really thought you knew what you were working with here. And I guess someone played the long-term game with you. They won. They won, and then they also lost. They won. Whatever the long-term game was. But then they also lost, because at some point, the true value of this thing came through. Oh. No, I can't live up to that. Oh. No, this connection doesn't actually mean the same thing to me as it does to you. I gave you the impression it does, but it doesn't. It broke your heart. And that's the piece that's moving backwards, moving away from you, leaving it to time. It's fading out like a bad sound that you're not in tune with anymore, which is good. That tells me once more you're in that space of remembering who the hell you are. If it helps you, I can honestly say it looks like this situation played you false. It wasn't just you really wanting to hyper-believe that this was a strong connection and pumping too much of yourself into it. They gave you reason to believe in it. They wanted you to. They couldn't live up to the vision or sustain it. Reality hit at some point. These are the consequences. So, like I said, they won. They won the offer from you. And they also lost it simultaneously. Okay, that's enough of that. Let's move it forward, please. Actually, I like to finish out that bridge with the original deck. Here we got that King of Cups before you. I am so sorry. Well, that's amazing of you, and it's very generous of you. I must say, did I do the right thing? Yeah, you fucking did. Okay? You had time to believe in this person. You really thought they cared about you in the same way. And add insult to injury. They let you discover who they were the hard way. That's horrible. Somebody somewhere slipped up and said or did something that says, oh, this is how it really is. This is how you really are. Queen of Cups. Six of Swords and the Eight of Pentacles. Clearly, your heart space, what you feel is extremely important to you. Very much. Some of you might have some very deep water in you. The Queen of Cups, you're just like, I have learned to leave this behind and from the heart. I'm no longer emotionally attracted to it. You're like, I went out of my way to make sure that that was true. And so you have. You're like, you throw your whole heart into work these days. So you're that person, you take your heart with you wherever you go. For many of you, you might call it your weakness. I would call it your strength because you put heart into everything that you do, which is beautiful. So again, once more, I told you, we're learning to leave this behind, at least from the heart, not love it anymore, specifically respect it. It's really hard to respect someone emotionally after something like this happens. But allow yourself to continue to leave this behind, and yet, in that same respect, still learning to open up to that which matters and keeping your heart space open and available specifically at this time to what works in your life. Now, you can take that as the literal term for work, or anything that literally works in your life. This is where your heart shows up. You're like, this is what's safe for me. And you've got full hearts in there. But there's some things, yeah. I'm having to learn to leave that behind. And so I see you very soon appreciating how far you have come and the good work that you have put into life because you love yourself. If that helps you at all, whatever the situation was, helped you re-remember your worth, and that love should always come first. Okay? All right. Six of Pentacles and your strengths. Oh, yes, I can see that. Beautiful, well-developed sense of building into one's reality. Let's see that Six of Pentacles, please, and your strengths. Very accomplished you are. I can see that. You're very accomplished. That's one of the reasons why this hurt. You really thought you were doing good with that Ace of Pentacles. Honey, they wanted you to believe that. They wanted you to believe they were someone of quality. Okay. That's fine. All right. Keeping yourself open to what works and stepping away from that which doesn't. That's just saying that's one of the things that works for you. Okay? If you're in that space with any of your balances where you have to question your feeling for it, you don't give to it. And therefore you keep everything that does. You remain open to everything that does. You will move on from that which does not work or invest in you appropriately. Okay? And always keeping yourself open to that which does. You showed me that twice. It's literally one of your strengths. And you're making good on that strength now as we speak. As I said, the moon in your environment. That's what we're curious about. What's going on here? Let's see that moon, please. Sorry, I know, you saw that. I hesitated. 8 of Wands, 5 of Cups, 3 of Wands. Okay. Well, yeah. That which you stopped waiting on is waiting on you. It's unknown in your environment. So it's not really what you're keeping from me. It's what's not seen or visible to you. That's why I hesitated. It's like, you're fucking kidding me, right? Nah. No. Oh, yeah. Right. Well, I don't know what you're supposed to do with that. Just to let you know, if you get a nagging feeling sometimes of something pulling on you, and you think about them, why am I thinking about them, and is there any sort of weird pressure here to connect with that for some reason? Just let you know where it's coming from. There's an unknown expectation in your environment for you in some way to communicate with them. What? Dream signals? Smoke signals? I don't know. But okay. You know, guys, you seem to be very busy in your own particular worlds. I suggest you carry on in that way. All right. There you go. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that. I don't know. Let's keep going on. You were right to block your best from this and to move on from it. You showed me that several times. You understand now what it really is. You see them now for what it really is. You understand your role in it. You've told me you only focus on those balances that literally work for you in the matter of the heart and nothing else. I don't know. 7 of Wands. If we have the time, I might press the point. No. Okay. Ace of Wands, Justice, and the Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, no, you are absolutely correct. 1000% correct and valid in aiming your protective energies at a brand new beginning. Particularly once more in your environment or your work environments, where it's like, this is where everything makes sense to me. This is where the best of me goes, and I defend that position. So here you're showing me the strong sense of hope. I stand up for what I believe in. This is a healthy boundary. So you rejecting this actually was one of the best things you could have done. Withdraw that offer. I take it back. It's worked well for you. It will continue to work well for you. Absolutely. You're freeing up lots of space on this insistence of the best of your energy. The best of you goes to that which you can account for in real life. And you are creating new opportunities now as we speak, so I suggest you hold that position. Yes, absolutely. Frankly, your energy looks too big to go back into the past. Because you know better, you know. Or rather, you got reacquainted with yourself, and this, whatever this was, this connection, helped you get reacquainted with yourself. Okay? The Hermit. Knight of Swords, Four of Wands, the King of Wands. At some point in the future, I see you actively engaging in some sort of connection that feels really good to you. You don't hesitate on it at all. And that's coming from a practiced place with the Hermit. Nice. That is coming from a practiced, wise space in you that says, I want to show up to give to this. I'm actually kind of excited about it. I like it. You like its prospects. You like the energy it gives you. It feeds into you quite well. You're like, slow and steady, though. That is my way. The Capricorn I'm looking at, you're like, that is my way. However, no, I'm going to show up to this. It feels good. It's some sort of relationship energy. Once more, relationship is how two people define it. And you're like, I'm very interested in defining it. But I will take my time, not to the point where it's considered slow, but to the point where I am giving to this and it literally feels good. Okay? And I don't hesitate and I don't question myself or the direction or the energy. So that's very good. Since I love that for you when it's a little further out, perhaps towards the latter end of the year. I don't quite know. You don't look like you're in a rush. I want you to continue on with those things in your life that make the most sense to you, as you have clearly indicated several times. And I also see you being very protective of those new opportunities while maintaining ones that, again, make sense to you and feed you appropriately. I would like to go back and press on this point a little bit of that unknown expectation from your environment for communication that seems to be extremely unrealistic. And I understand the Five of Cups is in there. It's a lot of shoulda, coulda, woulda. A lot of regret. And more than you know. I don't know if I said that, but that's the point. More than you know. A lot of regret, more than you know. But it seems to be enjoying its turn waiting on something it seems it will never get from you. It's kind of like, well, now you know what it's like to wait for something you're not going to get. And you should know you're not going to get it. Just like the way you left me waiting, you know you weren't going to give me a clear answer. You let me discover it by myself on my own. Now you know what it's like. You know, it's that kind of case where what goes around comes around. It's just... you know, and it seems so small and it's so subtle. I'm not saying that they're grieving you 24/7. I'm not saying that they're kicking themselves 24/7. But for those of you who maybe have ever wondered, you know, do they have any regret? Do they have any loss? They do. You know, but I don't want that to affect your world. Your world's very busy. It's very active, much like mine right now. It's pickup day, so you might be hearing the background noise. But no, you've made a certain dedication to carry on with it's them. It is them. It is them. The Empress, 5 Wands, 9 of Cups. They're personally not pleased. They're not satisfied. They're not happy. That you haven't fulfilled their particular expectations for communication. It feels like they're waiting on you. Oh, how dare you do to me what I did to you, except it's not active on your part. That's the difference between you two. You made a dedication or dedicated effort to leave this behind. They strung out or played into a very important decision. Yeah, I know it's them. They're personally dissatisfied. Oh yeah? Sorry to hear that. You don't have to fulfill anybody's expectations, especially since they're unknown to you. You two share a very close or common environment. I don't know how much you have to interact with this person, if at all. But there's a strong sense of, I need Capricorn to relieve me of my own sense of guilt and remorse and longing. Why are they making me wait? Why are you making yourself wait? Sugar Sugarfoot? No. You did your job leaving this behind. And you will continue to do so. Yeah, take action. Take action for yourself. Do what's right for you. Always. You have the freedom to do so. Pegasus here. And then I see, like I said, taking your time, but actively engaging in some sort of relationship that literally feels good. And you have so many beautiful things, qualities, and attributes attached to you. Don't lose sight of that, ever. I know you thought you knew what you were getting into back here. They gave you reason to believe in who they were, character-wise and personality, and then things came crashing down the hard way. The more you tried to move in that direction, something became horribly clear to you. Horribly clear to you. And you couldn't change, you couldn't go back to your old vision of them, okay? I'm really struggling with my words in your reading today, and that's annoying. It's really, really annoying, but I'm struggling with my words. It's the... The disbelief for this one's quite high for me. 35. Turn your worry into wonder. Surrender to the experience. What possibilities can you dream into reality? Okay? All right. We have the letter T. 1 medallion. Aries. Aries season might be very important to you. You might have very strong Aries in your chart or could be connecting to. And then we have the tiger. Pursual. Hunting, territory, the strength to pursue. They wanted to pursue you, or you needed to take action and aggressively moving away from this. There's that too. Cappy, honey, this one was not easy. Typically, when I see stuff like this, I'm like, come on now. Come on now. We were playing into misgivings and fears were surrounding this thing the whole time. We talked ourselves out of it. There was some self-sabotage. And for your part, you recognize some of that in your own way. But I'm telling you, honey, you had what looks like a very safe platform to open up to this person over time. From your point of view, you had a long-term point of view of this person. And you thought you saw a consistent, steady character that you were attracted to, deeply attracted to, and had a great deal of respect for. Until one day you didn't. And all activity halted. You retracted your best offer. And you've been dedicatedly shedding your heart space of this ever since. And you focus literally on what works. And give the best of yourself to what works. You're creating new opportunities for yourself every day, so congratulations there. And that includes new relationship and work energies. It's a lot. It's a beautiful lot. I believe you when you told me I know my worth. You thought you saw your worth in this person. And they were attracted to that worth. It's like they wanted the offer and they had no intent of taking it. Which is frustrating. So yes, I can believe in many respects that you were pursued or you felt like you were hunted. For your part, though, when it was time to recognize this, you recognized it. Okay? And I like how things are opening up for you now. Very vividly, very strongly, very brightly. So this person being disappointed, oh, I'm waiting secretly on Cappy to... It's like, well, now you know what it's like. But also, there's nothing you can do with that. You know? Even if you were to satisfy this person's misguided sense of wishes and their sense of remorse, even if you were, they would deny it anyway. You know? So just please know in some way there's a sense of, oh, okay, shoes on the other foot. If that helps you. And it can stay on that foot too, as far as I'm concerned. Okay, Gappy, I hope this helped you. I really do. I do. You're doing some beautiful things over here, so you keep on keeping on with that. That's what counts. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well.